Pyongyang is like the model city of North Korea, and you have to be more or less invited to live there, to work there. You know, only model citizens can stay there. I was the first one to visit all the officially allowed locations for foreigners. The downside was I had to present everything to Pyongyang, and they had to approve everything. I said yes, because otherwise you don't have anything. I was there for 60 days, which is a lot for a foreigner. You have to go to the very few hotels that are reserved for foreigners, and of course you cannot leave the hotel at any time. There's soldiers outside. You cannot even leave the hotel just to take a breath of air or whatever. So you always followed day and night, and very often I was staying in hotels all by myself. My guides were sleeping left and right in rooms next to me. So whenever I opened my door to walk around the hotel, by accident the two doors opened as well. So I said, "Oh, are you going out?" "Yes, we are going out as well." But to be honest, I like that. It's like being embedded or something. I checked almost all my hotel rooms for microphones and hidden video cameras and so on. So I did try to, unscrew the bulbs and to see whatever was happening behind my mirror in my bathroom, but I never found anything. That's always the first thing you visit as a tourist or a visitor. You have to go there and buy flowers. Then you have to go to the two statues of the leaders and bow and put the flowers in front of them. One of the rules also was, when you take pictures of any statue or monument with the leaders involved, even paintings or portraits, you cannot crop. You have to, show everything: the head, the feet, the arms. So, but in this time they were a little bit in a mist. My guide was not sure if it was okay to take pictures of the statues in the mist, but I did it anyway. When there's a lot of limitations, I like it because you have to have more creativity. You have to work harder to make good pictures. So this is the new science museum. When they arrive, they have to pay allegiance to the leaders, of course. In this picture, you see one looking at me in a whole crowd of like maybe 200 young children in their pioneer dresses, the communist youth dresses they have to wear when they go to school. So, and something that's very typical for North Korea, if you stay there for a week, almost every day you have to go to school where the children are performing for you. I think they had to train a very long time to do all these performances for tourists. But it's usually a group of tourists. They sit there, and there's a bit of ballet, there's singing and so on, usually very nice. But I was all by myself, and I was feeling a little bit awkward sometimes that these young children, had to do the show just for me. This is one of the very few pictures I took from the minibus. But it's one of the very few images of a real harvest in North Korea. The driver also, he had to go to places where he had never gone before. So we had to ask directions every time. And that's why I'm pretty sure that I have seen places, villages, landscape that nobody has ever seen before, because the driver just took a wrong turn every time. So he was always lost. This swimming pool is an older health complex, dates back from the Soviet time actually. It's something you still find in Moscow, these very old, beautiful swimming pools with mosaics and beautiful paintings and propaganda type posters and so on. And so in that case, that swimming pool was wonderful. People swimming, in a dreamland almost. I mean, you have to consider my work like a movie or a novel, not like something politically correct or totally 100% documentary, objective, and so on. I like, playing with fiction, but it's reality. It happens in front of my camera, but of course, as a photographer, you can change things along the way as well. So there's a bit of exaggeration here and there, this, you know, combination of images, forces people to think about the subject I'm photographing. Is this real? Is this not real? Is this fantasy? Is this propaganda? And things like that. It's like you're swimming into a new environment, and you see things along the way, you know, and you make up your mind.